really doesn't need a major introduction, but without further ado, I would like to bring to the stage Mr. Ken Clark of the KC-1400 Media Group.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great day to be a JSU Tiger. Appreciate Madam President for the invitation. It's a little unorthodox for me. I usually get to sit in front of a screen, so I just see the numbers and look at it. I don't really get to look back at it and see it. So this is a little different. For those of you, if you're not familiar with me, I am co-host of Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, formerly, which is now Tiger Talk TV, with D. Corey C., Corey Collins. And from that podcast, I've been a contributor since 2019. When we first got started, we was just doing audio, and then we eventually elevated to video and got to YouTube. And when our previous football coach came in, we kind of kicked it up a little bit more. But I think our growth and the evolution of KC-1400 Media, I just kind of went on YouTube and just went live one day, and it was a big turnout. A lot of people joined the show, and then that evolved into there was really no structure at the time. Right now, we actually go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and at the time, it was just an opportunity for alums and fans and those who to just come on and just vent or whatnot. It's something very unique and very uncomfortable. We started doing crowd surf funding through the YouTube platform, and it just kind of took off, man. Our previous women's basketball coach, the beloved Coach Tamika Reed, came to me and was like, she needed some things. So we were like, all right, let's just go live and tell everybody what we need. And this is extremely unorthodox, family. I mean, this is like, we put the cash apps out of this. So what started happening is everybody was fired up because of what I just introduced to you guys. So we started, we was collecting money. We started doing initiatives, and I'm talking about, Coach Tamika Reed said she wanted a freezer, she wanted some air fryers, she wanted kind of like her own nutrition station. Man, we collected that stuff in like minutes. I'm talking about cash out, bing, 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 and it's going crazy. I'm like, damn, bro. Then we meet the new Coach T.C. Taylor, becomes the new head football coach. We meet the O-line coach. I didn't put this on the list, but I actually have recorded with my phone now, so I have to go off memory. When the women's basketball team came to Los Angeles to play against UCLA, we actually paid for them to go to Universal Studios. I actually took the card and swiped it. It's like $3,400. We collected that money, and we just started just anything that we needed. All right, this is the initiative. Y'all want to jump in? Let's do it. And it just took off. And it took off. If you can put that document up that I sent you from the Jackson State page. I mean, did she? Okay. Just the one with the both sides of the from the foundation with the money that was collected for 2024. Okay, here we go. So just so you guys can understand the magnitude of what we did, this is all through our YouTube platform. And so in kind total, and this is just two pages through KC-1400 Media Group LLC. We literally purchased we did $72,278. So I'm gonna break that down as to what all went into that. You remember the weight room initiative, where we just renovated our weight room. Those plates, the actual weights that have Jackson State on the plates, we paid for that through the KC-1400 Media YouTube platform. I actually sent the cashier's check to Dynamics over in Ohio, and we literally raised $50,000 through the YouTube platform in 12 shows. 12 days, I'm sorry. 8 shows. It's 2.5 weeks. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever been a part of. And I'm talking about just the resilience of Jackson State, right? And it went from, we had a student athlete who had a cardiac arrest. His parents, we paid for travel. We bought the offensive line shoes. We bought practice helmets. We bought ball bags. We bought, we donated $5,000 to track. We gave $10,000 to Coach Omar in baseball. As y'all can see now, but athletics is my passion, so I'm gonna get to the NIL piece. But I just wanted to give you a foundation as to what we were. Now, if y'all remember when our previous coach left, there was only 2 people left in the room because we had about 60, 70 players hit the transfer portal. And that was Coach KC Taylor, Coach Otis Ridley, with only 2 in the room trying to stabilize our football program. And we had a lot of turnover that year, and we had a lot of good players that actually wanted to leave. They wasn't sure that they stay, did they go? And we were like, man, we got to do something. So I was a former athlete. For those that don't know, I played junior college basketball, and I tried to play with Coach Stockton, but he didn't give me an opportunity, and it's okay. But I retired after my sophomore year. 2002, Holmes Community College, won a state championship in basketball. I got married my sophomore year in college, and I was broke. And I was a student athlete that understood what it was like to be giving all your time and attention to basketball, right? You know, you get up in the morning, you gotta go shoot free throws, you gotta work out. It was just, they told us straight up, look, you're here to play ball. School comes second. Luckily for me, I was still able to get my grades just like my teammates. And I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. The reason being, I always teased our head basketball coach, Mo Williams, because that was my childhood friend. I told him, I said, you the reason I retired, bro, because I'm like, I'm not going pro, because Mo was he was my measuring rod, right? You know, for those that don't know, I went to Merle, and Mo was a 9th grader, I was a sophomore, Coach Tamika Reed was a junior, and Ashley Robinson, our AD, was a senior at the time. And so we were all in Merle. Richard Bradley had just came to Jackson, so we, part of that Merle flavor. So, but I'm telling my father, I said, man, you give me $40 a week. I just got married. And I was raised in the Baptist minister house. You know, this is the Bible, though, so y'all understand that. Since I was 9 years old, like, son, if you live with a woman, you need to find yourself a wife. So that's all I heard. So when my sophomore year, I was just like, man, I married my high school sweetheart at the time, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not going any further. And I could have went to Mississippi College and played. I was like, no, I sat out a year and came to Jackson State just as a student. So I just wanted to give that take. So around this time, Ed O'Bannon, UCLA, is challenging the U.S. Supreme Court about athletes getting paid while in college playing athletics, contributing to athletics. You fast forward some 20 years later, here we are, we're grown, our knees are bad, we're not moving no more, and these kids have the opportunity to make a substantial amount of money just being a college athlete now. Now, here's the thing, we are at HBCU, we don't have the athletic budget as some of these counterparts in the state, won't say their name, but you get where we're coming from, right? But we had to do something, right? So we were able to, first year with Coach KC Taylor, I had 7 football players that we signed, and a total of 43K. So we kind of used the same model with crowd surf funding and all that good stuff, but it was very all over the place. We were collecting money via Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, and every dollar. What made this work was the level of transparency. One thing I do want to add, and I'll move on, and then we'll go to the next slide, and I'll introduce our athletes, and then we'll talk about the website, and I'll be done. Every time we had an initiative to do, and I gave a total, when we hit that goal, I said, stop sending money. Don't send any more money. We hit our goal. I would go out and purchase whatever it is that we said we would do, and we put the receipts up there. So everyone understood. No one was taking any money, no one was stealing anything, because remember that was circulating too, right? There was some dishonesty and misinformation circulating in relation to Jackson State, so we just wanted to prove that we operate in a very, integrity, we operate with integrity. So 7 athletes, all football though. We paid out towards the back end of the year, and some of the athletes we still lost. I'll mention the name because he's certainly he's back now, but it is what it is. It's part of the game that we either play in or we watch our student athletes walk out the door every single year. Now, with athletics, this is going to affect retention when it comes to alumni and where do you graduate. So you're almost going to have to wait till that last year to catch them on the graduation side, because if you don't do the necessary things to keep them in the door, they're going to leave and go to the highest bidder. It's just the world that we live in now. So we either evolve with it or we just be affected by it. The other miscellaneous stuff, I have a list of that. I just wanted to show with in-kind, I just wanted to show that our contribution, this is all 2023. And 2024 is more, but we won't talk about 2024 until we get to 2025. So as of right now, we went from 7 athletes to 20 athletes. that we actually have a part of and every year I've grown this thing into a better space. We started our KC-1400 brand ambassador program, where all of this is just, being in corporate America, understanding how this thing works, and studying NIL to the letter of the law, understanding how it's to be implemented in Mississippi, all that good stuff. So, Coach Thorne, you guys know Coach Thorne, the track coach, come to me and say, "Hey Ken, it's more than just football, man. You gotta show some love to track too, So I was like, Coach, you got it. We'll do everything we can." So we signed 5 of his track athletes, Miss Erica Garrett, Davion Center, and Trey Dudley, both SWAC champions, Jaya Clayton and Vincent Wilson, who actually just transferred to Texas Southern. Still my guy, old Vinny, but he should have stayed at Jackson State. I heckle him about it all the time. The new women's basketball coach comes in and met with Coach Margaret Richards, and we signed 9 women's basketball players to our NIL collective this year. And we're extremely proud of that because we committed to her from the jump that we raised some money for Coach Tamika Reed, but Coach Tamika Reed left. So that money, I went to her and told her, "Look, we raised $12 grand for Coach Tamika Reed. It's yours. Do with it what you want. Sign as many deals as you like." And I operate in transparency. So she took a portion of that to take care of some of the students this year, but she kept the bulk of that money still sitting there for her 2025 class. So we will be signing a lot more. And we wanted to, because what we did in 23 was quiet. It was hidden. We didn't show anybody. We didn't talk about it. It was always off the record. 2024, we're like, you know what? We put this out on our social media. KC-1400 MG on IG. If you want to go to the IG page, you can go to that. So I'll introduce you some of our new women's basketball players. Jalea Hickman was with Coach Tamika Reed. Miss Rakisha Bollinger, she actually came in under Coach Richards. Jalea Cotton, going to be a star. She's actually going to SWAC Media Day with Coach. Zaria Glover, transferred from Northwest Community College. Remember the name Talia Billworth. That's going to be your star right there. No pressure, Talia. But anyway, she's a baller. Go to the next page, for instance. All right. Tierney Kelsey, Gatorade Player of the Year out of Memphis. Ariana Hunter, she's with Coach Tamika Reed, won multiple championships. She decided to stay. Amaya Barnes, Zoe Cooper. And now you get to our football players. I only have 6 football players this year. Football is expensive. It's a different game. And we actually in negotiation with one baseball player right now. Cam McCoy, baseball and football athlete. Of course, the general, starting quarterback Jacoby Morgan. Star running back Earl Mulligan, Jeremiah Williams, Kobe Paul, and Isaiah Spencer. I speak to Isaiah Spencer. He was our first athlete for 2024. And why Isaiah Spencer was so important to keep. I went to Madison Central High School after I transferred from her. It's very rare that you get star athletes out of Madison County. Who's Madison County chapter? We gotta get them. I'm only saying that because I was there and I know what's said. That's a pipeline to Ole Miss and some of these other schools. So when you get a 3-star kid with scholarship opportunities to go to Georgia Tech, other programs, to keep them in Jackson, what we wanted to do was, there's a tax liability that comes with that, and the way that we were doing it was through our LLC. This year, we did start our nonprofit, Friends of KC-1400 Inc., which now all donations towards our collective is tax deductible. And I was sharing this with Madam President Patrice, and I was just letting her know that for you to really understand how to really change the game, we had to get in the game. And one of the things that I did, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I looked at the Grove Collective, which is Ole Miss's collective. I looked at On to Victory, Auburn's collective. I looked at Wheat Shot Collective, which is Wichita State, it's a basketball collective. And I also looked at the Wildcat NIL collective with Kansas State. So I took 4 of those that had really good models. Once you get out in the real world, it's about building partnerships. And one of the things we are proud of is the fact that we have created a business model. I got a call last week from an alum, a JSU alum who works in Charlotte, and Johnson C. Smith wants to meet with us and see how we can help them. Our partner from FAMU, he designed the website. I was very particular and specific. He designed the logo, and very specifically, if you scroll up for me, you can see, we'll just do one page. This is just an opportunity. This is we are not directly affiliated with Jackson State on purpose. And And this is not a replacement to anything that currently is in place. Stop right there for me. I just want to shout out to Tiger Fund, Blue Bean Athletic Association, 1400 Club, and all those partners that affinity groups of the university. This doesn't exist in the HBCU space at the level that we're doing. What our goal is to be the largest NIL collective in the world, actually, from an HBCU standpoint. That's what I'm saying, the largest HBCU collective. North Carolina A&T has one, Grambling has one, there's some other schools, Alcorn, but no one is really doing it at the level that we're doing it right now and showing their work and doing it and explaining it. One of the other things that we also do is we're partnering with businesses that will offer services to where everything isn't just about money. We've almost carved out, literally from the time that they come to Jackson State, we just purchased, 25 beds for the football program through our nonprofit. It's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a lot of opportunities to fill in gaps, and just wanted to get in front of what better way to let Jackson State Tigers know than to be here and present to you guys what we're doing. If you scroll up, keep scrolling for me, sister. And I'll just show you the levels that we are and explain it. So that's membership package, stop it. So this digital supporter level, the reason this was important is because of what we do, we are a Black organization. There's a lot of people that watch us on YouTube that are not Jackson State Tigers, that are not JSU alums, and they just love what we do and they want to support us. So we wanted to put a level out there for digital supporters, and then it goes up, and this is very standard to what you see. There are perks for each level. You don't have to really click on those, but go up. There's a bronze supporter, silver, and it breaks down kind of what those packages look like. We have the 1400. These are annual contributions, by the way. This is not, keep going for me. So this kind of breaks down the perks, and I built this out based off of everything that we kind of studied and put in place. You can go for this. Most popular, wanted to make that the 1400 because obviously the name. Then there's a platinum, then there's a diamond. We've already, this is solely for 2025, just an FYI. So this is our plan for 2025. We have a big fundraiser coming up January 11th in partnership with the Vicksburg chapter over in Vicksburg. We're in partnership with former JSU great Kevin Dent. If you've been watching the shows, you see we've been bringing a lot of former JSU legends on the show, and that's the whole purpose of trying to reconnect those old Tigers with what's going on right now. So there's a lot of grassroots efforts that's happening. I'm blessed and thankful to be here in front of you to present what it is that we're doing, so you guys are fully aware. If you guys can do me a favor, if you haven't, go to YouTube, KC-1400 Media, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be live tonight, as always, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got an interview coming up with Dr. Doom, Robert Brazil this weekend, Vernon Perry, some other greats that played, and we're gonna continue to do the mission that we were called. And I'll say this is full-time work for me now. It got busy, I walked away from my corporate job. Yes, that's right. I've been planning to do this for 2 years, so I did what I needed to do, and I try to tell everyone, this is a calling. It's a calling, man. God's gonna always call and equip the call. So he's giving me a wealth of resources and people. And I tell everyone, resources doesn't always include money. Relationship capital is the greatest capital in the world, because relationships will get you in a room that your money can't. So I got my partner here, Kevin Woodward, who is not a Jackson State alum, but he's my business partner, and he has been the sole driver of all of the partnerships that we have. This has been amazing. Like, we have a partnership with Cannon Toyota, a partner with Sean RX out of Memphis, Tennessee. Ted Lyons, if you guys know him, he's a partner of ours. We just get started. So our goal for being here today is to let you know what we're doing, and if you want to be a part of that, here's the easiest way to do that. I didn't want to come in here with all these great professionals and y'all button up and looking all pretty and stuff. And we talking about send it to the cash app or the Zelle. No, them days over with. That was a pain, trust me. It was a pain. But now we're a lot more buttoned up, organized, and 501c3. And this is how I needed to be. And it's been a long journey, because in our community, sometimes our community gatekeeps information.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, Madam President. We are on, go Tigers.